Thanks for the kind introduction. Hi everyone, my name is Thomas and I work for Lifehide. And these are Barbara and Johannes from Happy Thinking People. So far, we only met in virtual space, so we never met in person. We warmly welcome you to our talk, The New Normal, Being Close from a Distance, about our consumer insight study done last year. In this talk, we would like to show you why we believe that purely digital ethnographical studies will become the new standard, the new normal in qualitative consumer insight studies. But first things first, let me first tell you a little bit about the background story and the circumstances which lead to this study and why we ended up with this kind of design. So, what was our approach? To start with, I would like to begin with a brief introduction to Lifehide and a short motivation. Lifehide is a well-known brand across Europe for all kinds of household products in the categories cleaning, laundry care, and kitchen. Their slogan, "How Housework's Done Today," well summarizes their thinking and their guideline regarding the development of new, modern, innovative, and easy and convenient household products, which simplify everyone's daily life. To ideate and develop such kind of products, relevant consumer insights are needed. So the identification of relevant and important direct consumer needs, for example, via face-to-face interviews and direct observations in-home studies, is crucial. These valuable information work as a source of inspiration for the subsequent ideation and development process for breakthrough innovations with high consumer relevance and satisfaction potential. Apart from direct consumer insights, of course, trend research and analysis are very valuable branches for innovation research. For this certain study in the field of household cleaning, Lifehide wanted to do something different compared to their last studies. They had the idea to gain insights from a different point of view to multiply the variety of generated insights and needs. So they came up with the idea to marry the two topics, trends and consumer research. With this approach, they tried to slightly shift the center of mass of the output to discover yet unmet needs in an otherwise already well-studied field. They decided to select the megatrends gender shift in civil society, as well as the upcoming and up-to-date topic hygiene as a basis for their recruitment. The selected consumers should live at least after one of these trends and represent it in their daily habits. This worked as a kind of springboard to ensure high resonance with various target audiences. But here came the challenge. Originally, this study was planned for spring 2020, when COVID-19 was peaking and whole Europe went into lockdown. So, obviously, the contemplated classical in-home consumer study with direct face-to-face interaction was definitely out of the question, and we needed to think fast and change our approach regarding the realization of the consumer insight study.
So, a new digital approach was necessary. But there were some key challenges. One of the questions was, how can we best replicate the closeness and contextual richness you get in traditional in-home interviews where you are on site and see really everything when meeting the participants digitally only? We couldn't observe the participants in person, but how can we still discover unknown insights and needs and ensure an equivalent quality of outcome? And how can we ensure to fully integrate the Silver Society subgroup, those who are 60 plus, in our digital study design?
To answer these challenges, our hypothesis was that we could deliver excellent ethnographic insight using a 100% digital two-step research approach. The first step was an online insight community building on our extensive experience of using online insight communities since 2007 and having conducted well over 500 studies with this approach. This insight community was followed by face-to-face digital in-home interviews conducted via Zoom. So how did these steps look like? Well, the online insight community ran for a total of 10 days. We had 36 participants in total, divided into the 3 subgroups: gender shift, hygiene, and civil society. We tasked the participants with uploading commented videos to answer specific questions. We furthermore stimulated discussions by enabling the participants to see the videos and posts of the others and being able to comment on them. The participants furthermore kept a cleaning diary, where they showed us their cleaning habits on a daily basis via the upload of videos. Our online insight community was easy to navigate, and everyone could easily upload videos or written posts. Using the comment section, we were able to motivate participants to go even into more detail about interesting aspects, and the participants could comment on the others' posts. The online insight community was then followed by screen-to-screen in-home interviews with 4 participants per subgroup. They lasted for 1 hour to ensure a deep dive into their homes and routines. Each interview included a tour through their home. So they showed us their homes and also showed us how they clean with which cleaning devices, where they stored these devices, and also told us about their needs and requirements regarding household cleaning.
And our discoveries were more than positive. Digital truly allowed depth from a distance. We were half a meter close, like if we were standing right next to the participants, which you will also see in the videos we'll show later. Okay, we could not experience the same unique atmosphere like in traditional in-homes and with all our senses, but we felt as close to the participants as if we were right with them in their homes. We really walked around with them through their homes, and whenever we noticed something we were more interested in, asked them to show or explain it in more detail. So exactly the same like we would in an analog in-home. Also, the participants felt a bit more comfortable without the presence of observers in their homes, without several strangers in their living room, and without the need to serve water, coffee, cookies, and such. For our research objectives, granularity and depth of insights was equal to face-to-face, and we had no compromises here. The variety of insights regarding household cleaning was tremendous and very enlightening. Compared to traditional in-homes, also clearly more visitors can participate in an online setting. And for those who cannot watch live, the video recording is available right after the interview and can also be used to prepare a video summary right away. However, if you need really high quality pictures and recordings, like when describing personas or so, you should rather film on site.
There were many factors that led to the success of this study. For our talk today, we identified 5 success factors which we think were the most important ones in the study and which we would like to share with you. The first critical success factor was close teamwork. We worked really closely together with LifeLab. We had high communication and many fruitful reciprocal conversations, which helped to sharpen the research approach, its content, and lastly, the great results. Also, our 2-step approach helped us gain the in-depth insights that LifeLab needed. In the first step, we were able to understand the participants and capture their habits in a more general way, while we could deep dive into the most relevant topics in subsequent face-to-face video interviews in the second step. Everyone involved had a high level of interaction. from the participants discussing the best cleaning techniques and tools in the online community with each other, and also providing ourselves with 1 or 2 helpful tips on how to clean, up to the LifeHead team being in close contact with us via feedback loops and following the discussions in the online community and the interviews attentively. Another key success factor was careful preparation. Most evidently, with making sure that participants were at home during the interviews, logged in via a mobile device rather than a desktop PC in order to be able to show us around and ensuring they had Wi-Fi throughout their home to not lose connection during the interviews. Especially during the analysis phase, a consistent and rigorous focus was needed due to the plethora of output generated, even if that meant that 1 or 2 details might have been overlooked.
So overall, the 100% digital approach delivered equivalent results to classical in-home ethnography, with some benefits. A very high involvement of the participants, a real community. Also, a really high involvement of the LifeHead team, who were constantly following the posts and also joined the in-home interviews online. As already mentioned, even more comfort for participants. The study was overall much less time-consuming and clearly more cost-effective, which is even more of a benefit when doing research in multiple countries. And you could easily conduct in-homes in many different regions without being limited to a few cities or participants being located in one and the same area. Okay, but what about our initial challenges? Depth and density of valuable output far exceeded the expectations. The variety of insights was tremendous and an excellent basis for LifeHead's consumer-centric product development. And our 60+ participants could easily adapt and use the online platform, even though most have never used an online insight platform before.
With this study, I believe that LifeHead arrived in the future of qualitative consumer insight studies. All generated insights, gained verbal through the fruitful interviews, as well as non-verbal through the plurality of uploaded commented videos, truly inspire the whole team and help to accelerate the ideation process towards the development of new consumer-relevant household products. So, to summarize, we hope that we could show you that, in our opinion, pure digital ethnography is a good candidate to help define the new normal in qualitative consumer research studies and will become the standard study design in near future. Especially, but not only, when doing research in multiple countries, and even when there are no more limitations due to COVID-19. Not having to travel, whether domestic or not, and even with a better ecological footprint and getting an at least equally good result are strong arguments for our hypothesis. Furthermore, whilst working only in a virtual space, we were able to build an emotional connection to the participants and their homes. It felt like being right in their living rooms and looking over their shoulders. Do you also like to get a short glimpse how it could feel? Here are 3 short impressions from our subgroups: hygiene, gender shift, and silver society, which we gained partly from their diaries as well as from the screen-to-screen interviews. Please enjoy.
Also abends, wenn ich alles aufgeräumt habe in der Küche, dann desinfiziere ich nochmal die Oberflächen mit dem sakrotanen Küchenreiniger. Das geht ja eigentlich auch ganz schnell. Ansonsten bei starken Verschmutzungen nehme ich das Zitronenbalsam von Gemaco.
Also hier sind halt diese ganzen Pflanzen und das Fensterbrett ist hier tatsächlich am schmutzigsten, weil man die halt ungern alle wegräumt. Also so einfach, ja, das macht man halt am seltensten. Ja. Und dort drüben, da wischt man eher mal drüber, weil da nicht so viel im Weg steht. Und dann wischt man hier so, dann ist mal kurz wegschieben. Aber ja, es geht halt irgendwie schneller.
Und dann muss man ja vorn dann an der Düse mit dem Fuß das umstellen.
Ja.
Also man muss immer nach vorn dann gehen, muss dann draufdrücken, muss das also umstellen. Und das wäre jetzt für mich, fände ich bin jetzt zu dunkel geworden, einfacher, wenn man das oben am Griff machen könnte.
Additionally, we noticed that we weren't the only ones who felt an emotional connection between the participants during the study. In some cases, sharing seemingly everyday problems, such as cleaning the house, was perceived as entertaining, and sometimes also as a very welcome distraction with a high sense of community, especially but not only in times when social contacts were minimized. In the end, if you would ask us to summarize our experiences with this purely digital ethnographical study, we would say that we felt a true closeness from a distance. With this, we would like to close our talk and open the Q&A session. We are looking forward to your feedback and some interesting and fruitful conversations with you.